Hello and welcome. I'm Peggy Semingson, Interim Director of CRTLE at UTA. Today we're talking about open educational resources, or OER, and accessibility and how they support student and faculty success at UTA. Joining me is Megan Zara, who works closely with faculty on adopting and creating OER with accessibility in mind. And in this video, we'll explore what OER is, why it matters, how it supports accessible teaching, and how the library can help faculty get started. So Megan, thanks for joining us. And can you start by telling us a bit about your role at UTA and what you do with OER?
Absolutely. So I work with faculty to find, evaluate, and integrate open educational resources, or OER, into their curriculum, their course, anything that they want to do, really. The library itself, we have everything they need to publish. We have press books if they wanted to publish. We have all of the information and sustainability information for them. Licensing, we can help them with that. So anything they need in terms of working with OER, we can help. Get started, work through it, publish.
Okay, so lots of options.
Absolutely.
It's really creative. Can you tell us about your role and anything, like how long have you been here? What do you do
Absolutely.
day to day?
So I am the Open Education Librarian here and at UTA Libraries, and I started in October 2023. I come from K-12 education and professional development. My values in helping teachers find resources that are accessible, low cost or free. I didn't realize I was an OER librarian
very cool.
before, but that was part of my values. So coming to UTA and getting to dive into open and really support people in finding accessible resources is just like amazing.
Oh, good. It's your passion.
It is.
Oh, good. It's needed. So for faculty who may be new to the concept, how would you explain it and why does it matter?
For sure. So OER are teaching, learning, research materials that are openly licensed. And the open license allows people to keep it, share it, and most importantly, change it. They can modify it and make derivatives that match their teaching, match their course a little bit more than some of the commercial pre-boxed things.
Okay, and it can be like short or lengthy, like a book.
Anything that you use for teaching and learning. So it could be a slide deck, it could be a syllabus, it could be a whole entire Canvas course, or it could be a textbook. That's what we mostly think of when we hear OER. But anything that you use for teaching that you've created, we can add a license and people can build on it, use it, share it.
Awesome, I love it. And then from your perspective, tying back to accessibility, what are some common accessibility challenges faculty face when they're creating or selecting materials, and how can OER help with that?
Absolutely. So the first thing that OER helps with is really that access. Day one access, students have everything they need access to it. They're not having to wait for funds to come in to buy a book. So just general, they can have access. In terms of what faculty can do with it, a lot of times commercial textbooks have some accessibility issues, and you really can't do much with that. You can't change it because of the licensing. So with OER, a lot of times they are already created accessibly because the OER open movement accessibility is one of the number one things we're thinking about. But if they're not, faculty can actually make those changes, and we can help with that. We're kind of an accessibility light office. We're all still learning. Accessibility is very important, and it's also very big. There's a lot to do with it. So we reach out to the EIR department here at UTA. It's the Electronic and Information Accessibility department. We lean on them a lot. They're very helpful. So I would say definitely
good.
Reach out to them. Laura Hopkins is amazing, and we've worked with her a lot. But really creating accessible Word documents is one of like the easiest first things we can do. And that is like using the headings correctly, using an accessible font, bullet points, even using the little circle bullet point. It reads it, a screen reader reads it as O. So if you have bullet points with the little open circle, somebody just listening, you're going to hear O, and then the thing, and then oh, and the next point. So there's just a lot of little things in the design and the choices. And we can help with those things. We can help point them out, and we can help kind of just figure out a plan for remediation. PDF PDF remediation. So we can help with some of that. And then we reach out to the EIR department because they're fantastic.
Oh, good. Lots of support. Okay, good. So different formats, in other words.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. And then how does OER's open education resources specifically support accessibility for students?
For students. So day one access, and then the fact that everything is online usually. So they're not having to, I think back to when I would work with teachers and they would send attachments and emails. And so people are having to download them. Have you downloaded something on your phone? You're like, where is it? Where did it go?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I would tell teachers is like, put something in a cloud so you can share online so people are getting to open it online and not having to find it in their phone. And that's kind of what I think about with OER. It's so available and out there. And since they are usually created online with accessibility in mind, the barriers are mostly taken away. And if they're not, we get to change them.
That's true.
So it's just open.
Yeah, because you own it or somebody else allowed you to own it.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't have to ask because they've licensed it in a way that says you already have permission.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, because that's the struggle is other people's content.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I know the cost. Can you mention about the cost? That's always a perk.
Yes.
Or the perk.
Yes. And that's, I think, what brings people to OER is they're like, I want to help students save money. Students, I want to save money. Free textbooks sounds amazing. The cost is important. I mean, the College Boards, they estimate students should be spending like $1,200 a year. They're not, though. They're spending closer to like $200-$300. And that's not because we're getting better about not choosing commercial textbooks or choosing cheaper ones. They're going without.
Right, I've seen that.
Yeah, they're just going without. Yeah. So we see that students are spending less than they're saying what they need to, and OER helps. It
the
just
barriers.
It is a huge barrier.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And then they can, of course, keep the book.
They can keep it. Yeah. They can share it. They can change it. I mean, I think it's OERs for all learners. Everyone's a learner. So, I mean, these are things that students can take with them, keep with them throughout. I think of the books that I rented as a student and the ones that I really wanted to keep, but I was like, I can't spend that much.
That's true.
I can't spend that much, but I wished I could keep those amazing, like really subject-specific textbooks, which are the most expensive ones. And I just have to like remember them.
Right, exactly. I know.
It would have been nice to be able to keep access to them.
Totally true. And I like to see what other faculty come up with.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
the ideas.
Yeah, the ideas. And then, so looking kind of more broadly at the library, how does the UTA Library support faculty who want to adopt, adapt, or create OER with accessibility in mind? Like what kind of services or help?
Absolutely. So we are there to help with the whole project from beginning to end. We can support. In terms of the open education team, you don't even have to have an idea to reach out. You can just reach out to oer@uta.edu and say, I'm interested in learning about open, and I will reach out to you. I will reach back out and say, let's meet, let's talk, let's get what you need. But other than that, we have the licensing information that we do. We can do workshops, we can do little one-on-ones. What I do for faculty specifically is I get them started on how to find OER, what to look for, and then once they've found some, they don't have to worry about what to do with it. They come back to me and we look at everything and we look at licenses. And one of the biggest things I say for licensing is if it takes you more than like a minute or two to find that, just mark it that you need to find it later and I'll help you find it.
Oh, nice.
Like that, just send me that, can you look at the licensing on this, send me the link, and I'll dig around.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the licensing with the Creative Commons licensing, that people put them in different places sometimes. So it can be kind of hard to find them. And sometimes there's two different things in two different places. So there's some...
What does it all mean?
Exactly. There's a lot of gray area, and we're not the end-all be-all with that, but we can definitely help sift through it.
Or you could reach out to the original writer?
Absolutely, which we have.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good idea. Okay, now faculty love examples. So can you share an example or two of how faculty at UTA have used OER to improve accessibility in their courses?
Absolutely. So I was part of a course building team building a little mini-mester didactic nursing, really hardcore. A lot of work in a little bit of time. And the team was a faculty member, nursing faculty member, an instructional designer, me as the OER librarian, and then a nursing librarian. And we all kind of parsed out the stuff. And my part in it was the licensing and the resources they were finding. I was helping remediate those and then also tell them what they could do and how they could stack those remixes. And so that course that she created is all OER, all openly licensed or free resources that are just free. So that's a great example. Nursing is a very expensive degree to be in, and that's a great example. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good. That's great. I know people who have done Pressbook. As are more people doing? Yes. And what I love about Pressbooks is it's not just a free textbook. We can add in H5P.
Yeah.
I think one of the best things about OER is that we can take something that is like one modality and add in other modalities because it's online. You have that ability. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things is being able to add in the modalities, which makes it so much more accessible for so many people.
And Pressbooks kind of get seen by many eyes, right?
Yes, because when anything we publish in Pressbooks, in our instance, it goes into the Pressbooks directory. And that's one of the first places I send people because there are tons of free textbooks.
Good. Okay. So that's something else faculty can look at.
Yep, the Pressbooks directory.
Okay. And then I think this is two more questions. How do you see the work of the library and teaching centers aligning around accessibility and student success?
You know, we're all kind of solving the same problem from different places. So teaching centers work on pedagogy and that course design, and libraries, we've got that information literacy, the sustainability of information, and the licensing and those things. And then open education kind of packages it all into let's make teaching and learning fit humans.
Yeah.
That's really what it does, in my opinion. It's like, let's make it fit humans.
That's right. And do you still have the Nav Matrix?
We do have Nav Matrix, yes. And so that's our institutional repository for like all things we want to share openly. And then we have Mav's Open Press, which is all of our interactive textbooks.
Okay, good. For faculty listening who want to get started and learn more, what is like a first step they should take and how can they connect with you or the library?
Awesome. So the very first thing is email us at boer@uta.edu and just say, I would love to learn more about OER, open education, and I'll be the one probably to reach out and say, let's start learning. You can also visit our subject guides at the library. We can get you to whatever you need from there.
Okay. And then your Teams channel?
The Teams channel, yes.
Called again.
The Open at UTA Commons.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is where we add in funding opportunities that we're finding, announcements, different things that we're offering, different opportunities. But anybody's welcome to join.
Awesome. Okay. So lots of resources for anybody watching. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes.